Attention Cleveland Browns fans, stop whatever you're doing, because the news that just came in is about to shake the entire Browns nation to its core. Seriously, you won't believe what just happened, but before we drop this bombshell, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because here you get everything, daily videos with the latest and hottest updates about the Browns. You don't want to miss out, right? But before we get straight to the point, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, hit that subscribe button now. Help us grow this fan community that's getting bigger every day. Show that you're part of this family and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Let's get to the news. The Cleveland Browns may be intentionally sending mixed signals about keeping all four quarterbacks, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Dillon Gabriel, and Colorado Buffaloes football legend Shedeur Sanders, on the roster. One industry expert believes he knows Cleveland's real plan, and it's good news for the rookies, but bad news for the veterans. Browns general manager Andrew Berry hinted that he would be open to keeping all four, but NFL insider Daniel Jeremiah believes Pickett will be on the chopping block. Sanders or Gabriel will start week 1, and Flacco will be kept as an emergency option. In terms of talent, I think those two have a massive edge over Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett would need to be light years better than either of them to make the team. For me, I think Joe Flacco is the only one they'd use if they didn't feel they could be competent at the position. I think their week 1 starter is going to be one of those two rookies. That's what I really think, Jeremiah said on Thursday's episode of The Rich Eisen Show. I think you have to learn this year. They made that trade, so they've got ammo for next year. By this time next year, they need to know what they've got in those two rookies. They've got to see them, and that's why, to me, I don't think you waste time. You've got to evaluate those two guys you just drafted, so that before the next draft, you've got some clarity on what you've got on campus. Pickett being the weakest link in Cleveland's QB room would likely be the death knell for any team seriously considering him as a starter until he goes through some sort of rehabilitation. Either as an emergency backup in 2025 or in the UFL in 2026. Sanders or Gabriel being ready to start this early would be the best case scenario for the Browns. But it's unlikely. Finally, the fact that Flacco could end up as the veteran backup behind Sanders and Gabriel may be a sign that his days in the NFL are numbered. Stepping aside to help the next generation, something he hasn't committed to, but seems at least open to considering. His growing relationship with Sanders is far from an unworthy ending. So why are we even talking about Pickett in a Browns video? Because according to recent insider reports, there's a real chance he might be on the move. And this ties directly into the messy quarterback situation Cleveland is dealing with right now. That let's set the scene. As most of you know, the Browns have been stuck in quarterback limbo for a while now. After trading for Deshaun Watson last season, fans hoped he would be the franchise guy for years to come, leading Cleveland back to the promised land. But as we all saw, Watson's season was riddled with injuries, and at best, his availability was inconsistent. That's left the Browns in a tough spot, especially when it comes to their backup plans. On paper, the Browns have a talented roster at other positions, but things are crowded at QB. Aside from Watson, they've got Joe Flacco, Dillon Gabriel, and of course, the exciting young rookie Shedeur Sanders, who's been making headlines with his impressive college tape and NFL potential. Shedeur Sanders is a fascinating addition, son of the legendary Deion Sanders, and he's wowed scouts with his arm talent, football IQ, and leadership qualities. His entry into the NFL is highly anticipated, and many believe he could become a starting quarterback sooner rather than later. But right now, he's still a rookie adjusting to the pro level, which means the Browns aren't rushing to put him under center just yet. Instead, they're likely planning to keep him on the roster, develop him behind the scenes, and manage their veteran QBs in the meantime. And this is where things get interesting, especially when you consider what NFL insider Mike Florio has been hinting at recently. Florio, known for his strong inside sources and accurate predictions, has suggested that the Browns could potentially trade Kenny Pickett. That's a bold statement, especially since Pickett isn't just some throw-in player. He's a talented QB with starting experience, and plenty of teams would be interested in picking him up. Florio's argument revolves around roster logistics and salary cap considerations, factors that are often overlooked but absolutely crucial in the complex world of NFL roster management. The core of Florio's analysis is this: the Browns currently have 4 quarterbacks on their roster: Watson, Pickett, Flacco, and Dillon Gabriel. Obviously, Watson's injury situation keeps him out of the equation for now, but having 4 QBs on a 53-man roster raises a big question: how realistic is it for the Browns to keep all 4 on the active squad? And more importantly, what does that mean for Pickett's future with the team? Florio points out that keeping 4 quarterbacks on an NFL roster is almost unheard of. Most teams roll with 2, maybe 3 QBs, usually. The third guy is stashed on the practice squad or held as an emergency backup. But 4? That's a rare luxury, and it comes at a price. According to Florio and other NFL analysts like Mary Kay Cabot from Cleveland.com, the Browns might be able to afford all 4 QBs right now due to the relatively low salaries and cap hits for guys like Flacco and Gabriel. Financially, they might be able to justify keeping all of them. But Florio warns this is a short-term workaround, a kind of roster hack that's not sustainable long-term.